spaceship of King Anu. It was snowstorm. I was watching. I captured it on video. I have a lot of image screens, and it was very nice to watch. We can start watching a little bit spaceship of King Anu. Then we're gonna talk about what's happening in Syria, and we're gonna talk about Israel. Israel actually is in a big dilemma because they supposedly to been fighting this furious war against radical Islam, and now we have radical Islam in Syria, and they are calling it like rebels because they cannot like stop their attacks because otherwise they will be called like a traitor because Assad is against Israel, and Israel is bombing Assad all the time. And then they come this radical Islam and this bombing Assad, the Syrian regime. So Israel cannot pick its side. This is a very big problem for Israel, for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Israel has to have to play, and Israel need to have a poker face because they hate both the radical Islam. They want to eradicate radical Islam, and these guys in Syria, the so-called rebels, actually they are originally radical Islam. So this message for the Israelis: you are against Syria, President Bashar Assad, because he is has been supporting Hezbollah in Lebanon, and uh, he is um against Israel because of the Julan Heights. He wants them back. But of course, we know that President Trump is coming back, and he said the Julan Heights belong to Syria. And then he said even that he is not going to forgive Hamas. We're going to destroy Hamas. We're going to show them hell on earth. He didn't mention Russian President Vladimir Putin. He didn't mention China. He want to focus his revenge on Hamas. So this is the like this story is very it's trying to draw attention just to make like a sudden attack. When this sudden attack is already occurred in Syria, because this attack will affect, of course, Russia position in Syria and the war in Ukraine. And I believe President Trump he had something to do with this attack because I believe he has this relation with Turkey President Erdogan, and they have this. I believe President Erdogan he want to be a player in Syria, like he's already a player, but he want to also join Israel. You know, Israel is in Syria, in Julan Heights, and they want to play poker, and they need to have a poker face. So this is what's going on. This is also because of Gaza. Gaza need to continue until Trump comes. So this is very important for everyone to proceed with the Gaza war. So now we start reading here in Syrian rebels. This is Jerusalem Post, Israeli. So these are the Syrian rebels. Enter Hamas. So pushing army from key city and freeing hundreds of prisoners. Syrian rebels uh, attacked the city of Hama, That's near the Lebanon border. They went south from Idlib, went to Aleppo, took Aleppo. They were for last week, and they went to Hama. They're dealing a new blow to President Bashar al-Assad and his Iranian allies. So, of course, this is a blow for Syria, Russia, and Iran. And because everybody want to be in Syria, and they are lost for this rebels. But we are investigating on these guys are radical Islam or not. This is what I'm investigating because this is was the major issue for the last 2 years in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he was dedicated, he swore to eradicate radical Islam. But then they are saying these are rebels. So this is a major like shift from one day to another day. These were the enemies, now they are the friends. So this is very, very strange indeed. So I don't know why Israel shifted in one day. And yeah, so we read on. So Qatari state-run media Al Jazeera television broadcast said it were rebels inside Hama. So they went in Hama. The rebels took the main north city of Aleppo last week. These guys are rebels. So now they are near like very Christian villages, and of course you never know with these guys. Last time ISIS went in, they killed a lot Christians, and now we have a lot of Christian villages near, so they are going that way. And of course, we hope not that these guys actually, yeah, like we hope nothing will happen like so far, but we never know these guys. So let's read here. Although Hamar is not been taken by rebels. So we have also the leader Abu Muhammad al-Julani issued a video statement warning against any involvement by the other Iraqis, Iranians. So he warned everybody not to interfere. We asked him, Iraq Prime Minister, not to interfere. Keep out from Syria, he said to him. And then Julani, he said, revolution. So the most powerful rebel faction is the militant Sunni Islamist Hayat al-Tahrir al-Sham, the former Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda. Remember Al-Qaeda who blew 911? These are rebels. These are our friends now, or Israeli friends. I mean, in the eye of the Israeli, these are the new friends because they have the common enemy, that is Syria. Assad, who is friend with the Russian. We talked about the prophecy in Gog. Israel can never be friend with Russia. Why? Because the Bible, Old Testament Bible, talk about the prophecy, the war, the Armageddon between Gog and Magog, and Russia and Israel are there mentioned as a prophecy. The day it happened, the second day it is Judgment Day, the first day it's called the Armageddon battle. So this is what is we are heading to, and for the Muslim world it is the same. It is called Surat al-Rum in the Holy Quran about the war between Russia and who are called in Holy Quran al-Rum. And we talked about this one. This Prophet Muhammad, he said, the final battle between our Rome and the Muslims need to have this war final battle because first they have some kind of friendship between the Rome and the Muslims, that is Russia, of course. And then they have a battle, and from that battle, the second day, it is Judgment Day. I showed all these links. So now we see what's going on. So they are planning the Armageddon battle. Or is it already ongoing? I don't know. So let's read further. Giuliani is pledged to protect Syria religious minorities. So he will not touch the Christians, he said. Hopefully, he meant the Christians as well, because all these guys are dying all the time. And this, so we know Al Qaeda is like radical Islam. Maybe maybe Al Qaeda is not terror, or like if they blew 911 or not. This question. Maybe that's why they are not terror not anymore. Maybe they did it. Maybe they did it not. We don't know yet. But I don't know why they are called the rebels now. Were called terrorists yesterday. So I'm little rather shocked, and I don't know really why. So, anyways, we read on. Gulani is leader pledged to protect Syria. So everybody is afraid. See the Kurds, the Alawites, the Christians, the Assyrians, the Chaldeans, the you have many like Yazidis. You have many in Syria who are very very afraid as we speak because of this radical Islam. Before they did a lot of killed a lot of this minority. So, but Assad is bad. Assad he did a lot of stuff against these people, but we know that in war they kill really. But these guys they want to remove this guy because he was been ruling since 2000. But yeah, but I mean, these guys are radical Islam. This is for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to decide: are these guys enemies or friends? So if these guys are friends, so he's been lying all the time. He was not fighting radical Islam. He was fighting something else. Because if you are fighting radical Islam, you cannot say these guys are rebels. Like you are the Israeli news describing these guys as rebels just because they have a common enemy, that is Syria regime. So rebel forces advanced on Hama, included Turkey-backed insurgent Syrian National Army. So these guys supported by Turkey, and Turkey does not support Hayat Tahrir Sham because they think they are terrorists. Um, so Ankara, Turkey has said no, we don't support this attack. So so this is Al Junani is the leader. So this is the guy. Here we read about him. From Jabhat al-Nusratil HUS Hayat Tahrir Sham. So the group degree includes more than degree of merger splits and rebranding efforts to distance itself from the more extreme ideological origins. its predecessor, Jabhat al-Nusra, was formed in late 2011 by Saudi-born Abu Muhammad al-Jawlani. We just read about this guy. This is the leader of Hayat Tahrir Sham, HTS, who started this attack on Syria regime. So Saudi-born Muhammad al-Julani is the behest of Islamic State of Israel of Iraq. Sorry, ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. This guy was very very like dangerous. He was a terrorist. Was killed by USA, and this guy he was his best friend al-Julani. So they were like these guys were ISIS leaders. This is that what I was trying to say. It said Jabhat al-Nusra was formed in 2011 by Saudi-born al-Julani. So al-Julani, he started this Jabhat al-Nusra, and he was friend of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. So Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, he started ISIS, and his best friend, he started al-Nusra. Then when al-Nusra became terrorist, like designed, like they like Turkey and other countries that said this organization is terrorist, ISIS terrorist, Nasra is terrorist. They changed their name. They changed their name to HTS. So now we understand they changed the name to fool um, the ones who wanted to get them. So this is actually Al Nusra. And Al Nusra and ISIS, like they are very, very parallel, like very same ideology, same like they are radical Islam, of course. So this is Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, ISIS. He did terrible things in Syria and Iraq, a lot of slaughter, even in Europe, a lot of suicide bombing, a lot of innocent people killed. And this guy wants actually they don't think like they think everybody who's not like them is the enemy, and they have right to kill and stuff. So these guys are very dangerous. They're playing with fire, call them rebels, and just because these guys trying to take out Assad and Syria, and this will affect Hezbollah in Lebanon, of course, and even war in Gaza. And of course, these guys they are having a goal to overthrowing the Syrian regime that they want to take out, just like I said, creating Islamic State, Caliphate. And Caliphate, you need to have Sultan, and the last Sultan for the Islamic State was the al-Baghdadi, was killed by America by actually so early Islamic State. So Jabhat al-Nusra, GAN, they have very much members actually originally from ISIS and Al-Qaeda. And the hardline Islamist prisoners released by the regime of Bashar al-Assad in the Syrian conflict. So this guy very, very radical actually. The United States designated Jabhat al-Nusra, former Tahrir al-Sham, a terrorist organization with the United Nations Security Council and Western governments following the following month. Jabhat al-Nusra quickly rose to prominence with early and effective battle success Syrian regime. So the momentum led Baghdadi announced expansion of ISIS, the creation of Islamic State, and dissolution of Jabhat al-Nusra. Al-Julani resisted al-Baghdadi. So they fought a lot in Syria between best friends Al-Julani, al-Nusra, and ISIS al-Baghdadi. So ISIS leader was al-Baghdadi, and his friend Julani who is the leader of Jabhat al-Nusra, today is the leader of uh, Harakat Tahrir al-Sham, which is originally Jabhat al-Nusra. So now you understand the situation in Syria. So both these they have originated from Al Qaeda. So Jabhat al Nusra also split from Al Qaeda, like ISIS, and they become like we say they become much stronger than Al Qaeda, ISIS. So they split, and Jabhat al Nusra also become much powerful than Al Qaeda. They split, they become independent. But the original ideology is Al Qaeda and yeah, Islamic radical Islam can be say easy about this one because Al Qaeda is a terrorist, is like recognized as terrorist organization. So they renamed Jabhat Fath al-Sham. So this Jabhat al-Nusra, they called themselves Fath al-Sham. So they change the name all the time, just because once they are called terrorists, they change their name. So everybody, oh, these guys not like the same guys. No, they need to check these guys, new guys, but it's the same guys. But it takes some time to discover that. So until that time, they go and do stuff and then become a powerful. And yeah, then they discover, oh, these guys actually are like ISIS, Al Qaeda, but just because they changed the name and stuff, they don't know. Second, the targeting of Jabhat al-Nusra leaders following the expansion of US-led global coalition against Daesh. So Daesh is ISIS against Islamic State to Syria September. So GFS, Jabhat um, Sham. So this is also Jabhat Nusra before they changed the name last time. They was called GFS. They merged with the four Salafi jihadists armed groups to form HTS. This is what I'm talking about Hayat Tahrir Sham. So you're reading this, their history from the beginning, how they were formed, and how this leadership of Julani became through, and how he became this leader, and well, his like what he did before, and so he was best friend with ISIS leader al-Baghdadi. So over the course of 2017 and 2018, ISIS launched several attacks against opposition group Ahrar Sham, rejected a proposal to unite under signal by. So they took out all these other organizations, and they became the most powerful opposition faction, and gradually asserted political military control over the greater Idlib. So they had this area in North Syria all the time intact since that, and despite the significant repression to become the dominant. So yeah, this you can read about this active profile at Tahrir al-Sham, HTS. So these guys are the rebels, and they're gonna if they become powerful, they need to have a chance to face the Russians and to beat the Russians in Syria. So the Israelis they don't need to do that. They don't want to be involved more with the Russians. These guys they can beat out the Russians because the prophecies about the Russian, about the confrontation with the Russians and the Israelis they have like been fighting with in Gaza and in Lebanon, and the Russian would not do that. Russian would not attack Israel. The Russians they would not attack Israel, maybe because this was a prophecy that's very sensitive. They don't want to get involved in this prophecy, and maybe America will do something about that. So this is why they are investing. So this is about playing poker, and so everybody you invest in these guys, maybe they knock out the Russians in Syria. But maybe you say, oh, but the Russians are much powerful. So these guys can get support. Even the Israelis, when they are calling them rebels, they are they are uh, trying to remove Assad, and by removing Assad, they weaken the Russian presence in Syria, and this is what all of us about. Here we read again. This is Islamic scholar Imran Hussain. He has a lot of videos on YouTube. So this is what I was talking about. When would the Muslims make an alliance with Rome? Is Rome in Italy? You know, the capital city of Italy is Rome. And there's a surah, like a verse in the Quran, not a verse, a whole chapter about Rome. And Rome is Russia. It's not me saying that, people. Question: when Israel wages her big war, would that be the time when Muslims will make an alliance with Rome? Is this Rome Italy? Nabi Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad as has prophesied that you will make an alliance with Rome. Indeed, there's a surah of Quran which entitled Surah Ar-Rum, and that surah, the first ayah, Allah speak about Rome being defeated. If you believe that Allah SWT was referring to a city in Italy, then you should buy a one-way ticket to Disneyland. When the Quran says the Rome has been defeated, was referring to city in Italy called Rome. Oh, come on. What kind of scholarship is that? And when the Quran refers to Rome, you translate it as Romans. Is that correct translation, Romans? You know, the Romanians. Uh, so this is very important. If the Romanians are the one to inherit uh, Christianity, is it the Romanians? It is the, Rome, it is in Byzantium, in the city of Constantinople, the one who had this city, they lost the city. The city is called now Istanbul, and it's in Turkey. And the one who had this city are actually the Russians. Again, it's not me saying that. It is this scholar, a Muslim scholar, Imran Hussain, very famous actually. So Rome is the Quran. We continue reading here. Rome is in Quran easy to identify. It is the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church, not the Catholic, the Orthodox, the Russians Orthodox. Also, we have the Greeks, we have the Serbs, we have Orthodox in Ukraine, we have Orthodox in Poland, maybe other countries I forgot about. So Eastern Orthodox, we have even Christian Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox in Syria, but the Orthodox in Syria and the Levant, they are called Greek Orthodox because the church is in Greece. But the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church, where the Byzantine is established by Byzantine Empire, church has not. We want to find room. Where is the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church today? Answer: the headquarters is now in Russia. See, if I'm wrong, correct me. You will make alliance with Rome. My answer is going to be alliance with Russia. So this is first the alliance. Then they say Russia will be defeated. Allah speaks about Rome being defeated, but first the alliance. So this is what have happened. They had this alliance in Syria and with the Russians, and the alliance is over, it's finished. Then now that is the battle with the Russians and the radical Islam. So here we have it, people. You see here. Again, we jump to this stuff. So we have this Israel dilemma. We have Hamas. We go back to Hamas. Remember Hamas? And the Arab Spring uprising. So Hamas never faced such large challenges opportunity by the Arab uprising because Hamas, as a radical Islam, need to support these countries like Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. But because of these guys, they said the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood in particular and the West rapprochement with Islamists in time to border step of Palestinian Hamas, the Gaza leadership is. So here they are talking what happened in the so-called Arab Spring. The contents with Hamas has played out most vividly and publicly over the issue of Palestinian reconciliation. So here they go into the deep. So here we have this called Muslim Brotherhood, and this have the connection to Hamas. So here we have Syria relationship with Palestinians and the Hamas group. Hamas is a Muslim Brotherhood group. You understand that? So in Syria, the Muslim Brotherhood opposed the Assad family. Understand? So these guys, the Muslim Brotherhood, including Hamas, they are against Assad. Again, ISIS are against Assad. That's radical Islam. The Muslim Brotherhood in Syria against Assad. Then we have ISIS against Assad. We have Al Nusra against Assad. And then we have HTS, the Syrian rebels against Assad. And we have also the Muslim Brotherhood against Assad. That means, in other words, Hamas against Assad. And guess what? They fought in Syria against Bashar al-Assad. Hamas, yes. So this is Israel dilemma. This is the poker face Israel need to have, because if they go and bomb Assad now, because Assad is weak now and taking strikes from H2S, from Syrian rebels, and Israel, they just bomb Syria. They help these guys. But these guys, some of these guys, they might be a Hamas. They might be Hamas. So if they're gonna bomb Hamas in Gaza and they're gonna support Hamas in Syria, I don't know how they're gonna spin that. How are you gonna spin that, people? You said you are against radical Islam, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and now you're gonna bomb Syrian government to weaken them more, so the Syrian Muslim Brotherhood can take the government, the regime. And then these guys are Hamas. Not all of them, but a lot of them are Hamas fighting in Syria. So it's very, very difficult for Israel just to speak. They cannot pick a side. They cannot pick a side. So we move on. Later, the Syrian government took pride in supporting the Palestinian cause. So that's why Israel, they don't like Syria, because they support Palestinians like in Gaza and other places. Damascus become a refugee Palestinian, fleeing Israel and home to around millions Syria hosted one of Hamas. Syria was helping Hamas. This was despite the fact that Assad family often found itself at odds with Hamas, even it used to group to further. So they used them, and then when the Syrian revolution started, Hamas picked side, and help. They said uh, they refused to take sides. They didn't help Assad. And the leader fled to Qatar. So, so you see, they have this involvement in the war, and now this again. So yeah. So here we have some from the Jewish Hebrew who are Gog and the Magog. So this is the word of the Lord came to me, son of man, set your face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Mashesh and Tubal. Magog, Mashesh, all were sons of Japhet. Gog is a person who rules over land. Magog means the prince of Rosh. Gog, Rosh is the old root word for the land of Russia. this is the, this is the same we read in about the room in Surah in the Holy Quran, Surah Ar-Rum. The same in the Old Testament Bible. The same. They call Russia here a Gog. They call Russia there a room. God informs Gog and Magog in Ezekiel 38:15. You will come from your place in the far north. The Hebrew word means the uttermost of the north. What's north of Jerusalem? Moscow. What is north of Russia? Nothing. Meshesh is the old name for the capital of Western Russia, which is known today as Moscow. Dubai is identified as a city in Siberia. Gog Rasha is the king of the north. Gog symbolizes the force of evil and opposition against God's kingdom and his people, playing a central role in apocalyptic prophecies concerning the ultimate confrontation between good and evil. So this information they were not willing want to come out. Also about Iran, Eskiel, Cash and Put will be with them. So about the coming war, so you see that why they need to have the Russians in the middle and the Muslims from the north and the Israelis, the Jews from the south, and they like this is the plan I believe. So they want to have Russian inside Syria, and they come from the north and from the south, and the Russians will like be in some kind of hostage situation because of the supplies. And this is, of course, unless the Russians they are like I don't know what's going on, but the Russians maybe they decided in the last minute to sacrifice Syria. Maybe I don't know why, but it feels like they still feel like they can do that. I don't know if they can really do that. I feel like some kind of siege is ongoing, and I don't know really, but maybe otherwise it is Syria. Like for they don't want to invest in the falling horse. Like they can this these guys they have the prophecy against Russia, and then this Syrian regime. I don't know if they can manage without the help of the Russians and the Iranians, and because the Iranians and the Russians are the Iranians not showing any kind of activity because last time we saw this confrontation with Iran with Israel, and then nothing since then. And the Russians are involved with the Ukrainians in Ukraine, and yeah, so they need to maybe take out the pressure on Syria by concentrating on Ukraine only to win that battle, and they maybe sacrifice Syria. We never know. Like I said, maybe it is already lost. We don't really know. So we read on. So this is about who are Gog and Magog and what they do with what. Gog and Magog with Russia, and will fight with like they represent the evil. So this is so it's very worrying to see what's going on actually, but because we don't know really what's going to happen. Thinking about maybe we're gonna see some kind of I don't know, like massacre and stuff. So yeah, it's worrying. Really worrying. So here we have some about ISIS. See if we can get it. ISIS fantasy of apocalyptic showdown in North Syria. So this is they want to fight the Russians. They say it, and the Russians are the room, the infidels, and the Muslim will have a battle take place in drama preceding the day of judgment, just like we read in the Old Testament Bible. In a prophecy attributed to Muhammad, the prophet predicts the day of judgment will come after the Muslims defeat Rome at Ahmak or Dabek, two places close to the Syrian border with Turkey. Another prophecy holds that Rome allies with number 80. The Muslims then will proceed to conquer Constantinople. So they're gonna go and take it, like they mean they're gonna take the capital city of the Maroon, that is the Russians. They need to defeat the Russians all out in a all out war. This is their religion. This is what the holy book saying, not me saying that. So let's see here some pictures and start with showing some footage, and then we're gonna finish. This I don't want this one for this one to be long. So here we have some footage. And, so here we start. You see here. So this is actually the spaceship of Piano when it was staying in air. Here it disappeared. So this is the first one. You see it. Here it's like this is the worst snowstorm I have seen on live, and at the same time we see spaceship looking Anu, the Most High, in the sky. So it disappears. You see here, we saw a little bit, and I'm gonna say when it disappears. Still see it, 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 still see it. Disappeared. You saw that one. See here we go looking at the time, and then here another one before we finish this one here. Here we see it flying. Actually, you see here flying. I can turn up the volume. You see what no, I know I didn't record volume. You see the snow snowing? The storm. The wind is blowing, and the snow is coming on the screen, covering up the sighting. Still see spaceship looking Anu. You see here the snow, how it's coming. Snowstorm. Here it disappears. So let's see here I was blowing. Let's watch one more time. And then we're gonna see the pictures. And they're gonna finish. So yeah, the situation in Syria is messed up, and we don't really know. Are these guys good ones? Are these guys the bad ones? Radical Islam, they're gonna try to take out Assad. They're gonna fight Israel. We really don't know, but we know that they have a lot in common with Hamas, and Hamas is very like the most hated enemy for Israel, and then gonna go support like their twin brothers in Syria. Doesn't make sense, you know. So either they pick a side and they say, "Oh, we're gonna go and take out Assad as well. We're gonna help these guys in Syria, our brothers," because they want to fight actually the Russians in the end time. Just like what is written in the Old Testament Bible that the Israelis need to do that, or the Russians will attack, or the Russians will attack, or Russians start the attack. Some kind of reason we don't know about. But the Holy Bible talk about Gog and Magog, and the Muslims they talk about Arum. So these guys they gonna like have some kind of leader to come to help them to delete the fighting. Even the Jews they're waiting for the Mashiach, and the Muslim waiting for Al Mahdi or Al Isa. Isa, that is Jesus Christ, they are waiting for Jesus Christ to help them in the military campaign. Just like the Jewish, they want the Mashiach to be king, and of course they need to wipe out all the enemies. Then the Mashiach will come. And the Muslims they need the leader, and this leader they say Al Julani. Can he be the leader that we have been waiting for? He's gonna help us, the Muslim, the Sunnis, and we're gonna get our pride, and we're gonna show the world who we are, and we do it for the Prophet Muhammad, and we do it for Allah. And the Jews they say we do it for Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Elohim, Adonai, and we are waiting for the Mashiach, and we are doing it for the chosen one. So this is all about the guys want to have this leader that is a prophet or like Jesus himself to have a fight. But Jesus himself, he said, my kingdom is not here. And people have forgotten what he said. So not to fight for earth, fight for heaven by believing in Jesus Christ and his father, King Anu, that we are watching history. Sunday, even on he's working on Monday. So that's why you get to have this uh, like we don't like laziness. Jesus Christ he does not like lazy people. Please do your research when talking about this. Like if you live in religion, the guy is coming to lead a military campaign, and then you're gonna talk this about like a prophet. So Jesus Christ, he does not come back to fight, because Jesus Christ, he fight uh, is for heaven. His fight is for heaven because heaven is Jesus Christ's home, and Jesus Christ will come back with heaven. Understand? So when Jesus Christ come back, it is the end of tribulation. It is the end of the wars. It is the end of the bloodshed. It is the end of all these terrible things. This is what we are waiting for. We're not waiting for a military leader to crush the enemies. This is not our job. This is this is not our job. Our job is to have this spiritual warfare, and we know what's going on in the world, and we want to follow up. 2 years to go, I said the tribulation will end. Tribulation definitely. We have seen A, now we're gonna see B. If you believe in the first part, you believe in the second part. The first part have ended. We have 5 of 7 years dealt with. So of course, the rest will be very, very easy to conquer. Once we have conquered 5 years of tribulation, the rest will be very, very easy to deal with. So that's why we have a lot of events ongoing, because they want to affect our situation. For that, those who have survived, they are very few, and let's hope we survive until the end. So this is some pictures in a hurry. I will show it to you, and then we're gonna finish. I was showing here some pictures. I believe these ones you have seen. You have seen this one. Let's see here. Yeah, these clouds. I remember I showed it before, and you see how I'm showing this. Like, oh my God, this was like it's supposed to be cloud. See the detail. Seriously, man. So, so I'm not against any religion that like they say, oh, somebody will come back and help us. We cannot do it on our own. We need this guy who's leader. We have this some kind of super weapon. Like these stories also, I remember like these stories like about Superman and Batman and stuff, and like prophet and stuff. And I don't know why you see you need this type some kind of victory on Earth. So. I don't know because Earth is like matter. Earth is like the female, and the female is like related to the male, and the female needs the male. The female, the Earth needs the heaven. The heaven means the sky. The sky means the sun, the moon, the stars, all the planets. This is all this is Anu, heaven, sky. This is the male and the female. They need to have this reunion. That's what I'm saying. It's like it was from the beginning. Need to have it back. So here, this is 2nd of December. I believe I have showed that to you. I've showed that to you. That was 6 p.m. You see already like Switzerland. You see a spaceship of normal here, and then here. So I'm gonna run this one. I don't want to have this long video. So we have this one, and I promise you, I did not work with the images so quick. I took them, and then I had no time to uh, enhance or add some pictures or change anything in the pictures, like invert colors and stuff like that. So, oh, you have seen these ones. You have seen these ones. So some pictures of President Trump. Here, some this meeting with I was taking some pictures, and that was that was very strange meeting because the you see the if you look carefully, you see here some pictures where I don't know this was for 4 years ago. But this guy, I was looking at this guy. I don't know who he is. So yeah, and this guy. So yeah, we don't know really. Yeah, so this is NATO. This is NATO meeting, and we have this. This is 4 years ago. And, I don't know. I feel like some. Yeah, I was checking this meeting, and I took some pictures. I want to check some details who these guys are, and I thought I knew President Trump, of course, and this is NATO leader. I don't remember his name, and this is Pompeo, and this is America's president. Sorry, minister. Um, this is yesterday, 5 of December. You see here, spaceship of Neon, and here it rises up. And here is above the building, and here above the building, and then it comes above the building, and here above the building, and here it is, and here it is, and here it is. So we're talking about spaceship of God, the Most High Creator of all, King Honor. See what you have been missing if you don't enlarge. See these details, people. So I need to do it when I have time, and I can do it like I can put some stuff here. You see this one? You see this one? You see this one? So sorry if you feel like took a long time. I was talking, talking, rambling, and then started took a long time before watching showing Spaceship of God. Here it is. I don't know, but I need to finish this one. Somebody is trying to disturb my broadcast. Talked about this before. And so yeah. So a lot of people they don't like messages I'm providing or the footage. They don't like it at all. So they do like this stuff. And yeah, maybe I'm not so famous, but people know that what I do, who I worship, and I don't like, I don't support anyone in this ongoing war. Let's say, but they sometimes like say this is war, but it's not, and then they do these deals and like so-called Abrahamic. Uh, this was President Donald Trump. He made peace with all these Arabic countries. And then when he went away, everybody, everything went down. It was not supposed to go like this. Or who was it? Was it all planned from the beginning? We don't know. So we want to know, but maybe we will never know. It was meant to be like this. Can we change our destiny? Can we change what we have going on? Can we have peace? I guess not. I guess not. So we need to manage with this situation, although we don't like it. But we know that this finish very soon because again, like I said, we have seen A. Now we're gonna see B. You cannot see A without seeing B. So this is for BB as well. Prime Minister, check this picture. This is actually snow coming on the screen. So yeah, that's the second part of the prophecy, or the second part of tribulation, and the beast that represented the Roman Empire will stop the Jewish sacrifice. That is in 2023, October 7. And the beast here is actually the one who did 7 of October. Here we have spaceship of Milan. We saw it on video and we know. And this is the beast will stop the Jewish sacrifice. This is from the Holy Bible. And that from that time we start counting 3.5 years. That means we have 1 year expired. We have 2.5 years exactly before the tribulation ends. So 2.5 years tribulation. And this is a lot of time, but not enough for all these events to occur. So we expect, starting from now, the events will accelerate. And this is also some events are being held until President Trump becomes in office, officially president. And so a lot of events ongoing and a lot of surprises and a lot of happening. So we need to concentrate on most important, and the most important is God. What does God think about this situation? I'm going in the world. I can tell you what God is thinking and about the situation. Terrible, terrible. So God is not pleased with our actions. So again, uh, not about talking about eating from the tree of good and evil. That was Eva. That was Eve. That was Adam. They did that, not we. But of course, we have a decision. We can take a decision. We can say no. We don't. We don't support war. We don't support killing. We don't support fight. We don't support wars. We support peace and love, and we want to live in harmony and peace. May it be here, may it be on planet Mars, may it be on heaven. Because Earth was not meant to be fighting all the time, and because about freedom, and somebody needs to be good, and the other one needs to be bad, and stuff like that. And then we have war. We this is day. You see here, spaceship of Keanu here, and you saw the video. And this is why 5th of December 1934. Here it starts uh, going the opposite direction. This is why this last picture you saw it went like this, and started. And there I need to do like this. I used that program before, but I had the other device working program. So yeah, that was today. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Please like and share. Blessings.